Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Christina and today let's talk about books. So, this is my very first book haul ever. And the reason that I don't make book hauls is just because I don't buy the physical copies of books because here they are too expensive. So every time that I travel, I try to buy as many books as I can. So what I wanted to do originally was to make a haul of all the things that I bought in this trip. And then I decided, you know what? I was like, no, that's gonna be too long. So they are gonna be 2 videos. The first one, this one you're watching right now, it's gonna be all about books. And it's gonna include all the books that I've bought this year, or the books that I've received this year, not only the ones that I bought in this trip. And then part 2 of this video, it's gonna be everything about theater and Disney. So, let's start with the books. It's funny because I feel like usually people from BookTube buy this amount of books every month. And these are all the books that I bought this year, so yeah. So the first one I've got here is a graphic novel, and it's called Memorias de Dune. I have showed this to you before, but I had to include it here because I bought it this year. So these graphic novels are based on books that I read 10 years ago! Sadly, these are not translated into English, so unless you speak Spanish, I don't think that you are gonna be able to read this. They look amazing, like, can you see? Can you see? It's just like, love it. And one of my favorite characters of all time is here. Let me introduce him to you. It's this guy over here. This one. His name's Kurtash, and I love him. Then, I bought this book that I haven't finished, and I can't believe I haven't, but Strange the Dreamer. I'm not gonna say what this book is about because I went in without knowing anything, and I think that's the best way to go into it. But yeah, this book is by Laini Taylor. That should be enough for you to read it, because Laini Taylor wrote the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, and that series is amazing. Then my cousin was kind enough to give me these books that I was planning to buy for myself, but he was like, oh no, I'll get them for you. And he gave me Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I have read this trilogy, but I listened to the audiobooks. I don't have the physical copies, but this is my second favorite series. Well, it's my favorite trilogy, and it's my sorry guys. It's my second favorite series of all time. The first one being the Mortal Instruments. The Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I can't even describe it. I mean, what I can say is it's about angels, just for the fact that this is the most beautiful writing I have ever read. Like, just because of that, you should pick it up. And then it has romance, and it has war, and it has amazing creatures. I'm just gonna read this here. She had been innocent once, a little girl playing with feathers on the floor of a devil's lair. She wasn't innocent now. Dun dun dun! You have to read it. It's just so amazing. So amazing. So amazing. He also gave me the 2 books that I didn't have of the Mortal Instruments, and those are City of Ashes and City of Fallen Angels. After that, my best friend got this for me because she knew I wanted it. And that is You Are a Badass. And this book is amazing. I haven't finished it yet, but I would recommend it to everyone. Even if you're not struggling with self-confidence and things like that, you can always learn something from this book. So far, I'm loving it. It's just so refreshing, and it's just like the concepts that they introduced are so obvious, but are things that you don't think about, and you're like, oh, of course, makes sense. And now, these are the books that I bought during my trip. I wish they were more, but you know what? I had to carry them all the way to Ecuador, so that's why I don't have more here. The first book that I got here, I won from the Bibliothon. Can you believe that? My cousin told me, like, you won one of the challenges. I was just like, what? And I won History's All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. And this book was my companion during my trip. I took my time with it. I was in a big reading slump. I had a reading slump and a video slump because I wasn't feeling like making more YouTube videos. Like, I knew it wasn't gonna be forever, but I was just not feeling it. The same thing with reading. But this book was amazing. It's a story of 2 people grieving. And these 2 people are the ex-boyfriend of the person who died and the new boyfriend. And they connect because of their grief. This is a book that I will totally recommend. This is my very first Adam Silvera book. And there was an Adam Silvera book signing, so it worked out perfectly because there were 7 books that I could have won for the Bibliothon, and I won this one, so I got it signed. So yay! There it is. So of course, as I went to the signing, I got They Both Died at the end. And he made this face over here. I had no idea what this book was about until I went to the event. So there's this company, if I'm not wrong, that tells you, like, calls you and tells you, today you're gonna die. They never make a mistake, and they don't tell you how it's gonna happen, but it's like for sure you're gonna be dead by the end of that day. And there's this app for people to find other people that have received the call. Then I usually buy the physical books of the books that I love. So I was just like, I'm gonna allow myself to buy 2 books that I have already read before that I know I would want to reread at some point. Those are my favorite book of the year, The Martian. The other book that I bought is another book that I read this year and loved with all my heart. And that is this one over here. A Quart of Mist and Fury. I had my problems with ACOTAR. I have some problems with ACOTAR. It's not that I don't like it. I don't have as many problems with it as I have with ACOTAR. But this is pure perfection. This is the second book on the ACOTAR series. I'm pretty sure all of you know what this book is about. Since it's a second book, I can't really say much about it. But the first one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling with fairies. Or fae. Do you call it fairies or fae? I think it's fae. With fae. And this one is just so precious. It follows the same characters. And it's just... Like, we get to know one of the most beautiful men of all time. In my opinion, the best male love interest. Like, the healthiest. How do I explain this? I don't really like how male love interests are depicted in YA most of the times. Other authors should use Reese as an example of a healthy male love interest. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but it's just like he lets Feyre be, and I feel other love interests don't do that. Then I got a book that I only bought because I love the cover, and that is Carry On. I really liked Fangirl, but it's not my favorite book like it is with everyone else. So I was never drawn to Carry On, but this cover just did its job. Like, good job. So I bought it. I haven't started it. I don't know when I'm gonna read it, but I'm looking forward to this. And as far as I know, this is a parody. Is it a parody or is it based? I think it's based on Harry Potter, and the main characters are supposed to be Harry and Malfoy. And I love Malfoy, so. And besides, look at the cover. Look at them. Love it. Then I picked a book that I've been meaning to read for a long time. And I haven't, just because people have mentioned that this book, like the language that it uses, it's a little bit complicated, and since English is not my native language, I was scared of reading the book. But I wanted to. So I decided to buy the physical copy just to see if that helps me with the language. I haven't started it. I don't know if it's as hard as everyone says, but I think the physical copy would help. I don't know what it is about. I just know it's on Space, so this is the book, Red Rising. And finally, the last book that I bought is one that I started 2 months ago, and I just put it away because I wanted the physical copy to actually read it. And that is Nevernight. I don't know how many pages I read, but I loved it from the very first page. I'm gonna read the first line to you, and then you will see if your attention is piqued or not. People often shoot themselves when they die. That's the first line. What I know is this is about Mia. She goes to an assassin school, and I believe she is seeking revenge for her father. Is that correct? Melissa, if you're watching this video, you will probably correct me down below. But I plan to read this next month. And that's it for today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe, or subscribe depending on where you're watching this. And let me know in the comments, have you read any of the books that I've mentioned here? You probably have, because these, besides They Both Died in the End, are not new books. So if you have a favorite from this list, let me know in the comments. And if you love Laini Taylor as much as I do, let me know in the comments as well. I know there's a Susanna book that was published, I think in 2013, and now it's got like a hardcover version, and it has some illustrations in it, and I saw it and I didn't buy it, and now I'm regretting it so much. If you have read that one, I'm gonna put the picture over here. Let me know if I definitely have to buy the physical copy, or if not, and I can just buy the ebook. I don't think there's gonna be another book haul here for a long time, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm Christina, thanks for watching, see you later, bye!
All the time. Hold on. Oh, this should be a sport. So, how did I get all of these in frame? Is it there? Yeah.